Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode from Whalejaw 3D. In today's episode, we're going for a nice chilled out one. I did a lot of talking in the last episode on how to make those guns work, and I feel like the principles are going to be very similar in today's episode. I'm going to attempt to make the lid open. It's the same principles, so I'm having a quiet session today. Just skip through. I won't even time lapse. We'll just skip through what we're doing. Yeah, just to finish this season off. And if it's quick enough, I'll try and squeak in the rear flames as well. Yeah, nice one. Let's take it steady today. I've been video editing all day today. It was a monster edit that last episode, so I just want to chill out tonight. I just want to do some Blender, but I don't want to talk while I'm doing it. I'll be honest. I think I'm getting bored of this car now. But it's like, we've been on it now for like 3 weeks kind of thing. I'm pretty bored of this now. I'm starting to think whether I'm just going to put it up for available for download and then ask someone else to animate it or do something with it. I don't know. I'm burning out, kids. I'm burning out. So if we just crack on. If I was doing this for myself, I wouldn't even bother doing the roof, if I'm honest. So, but I've stated that I will, so we will. Motivation! Assemble! Oh baby. Would you look at that? We're getting there, aren't we? We're getting there. So, if you did watch the last animation as well, I know you could see the lights there. I only noticed when I was editing it, it was upsetting. Well, what are you gonna do? So, I do need to kind of like sort that out. It's just the first frame needed to be an off frame. So if I just needed to duplicate that one basically like that. Turns it off. Same with that one. And then it's off, yeah. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. I think what we're also going to do is I'm going to split off a save file so that we've got this one ready to go. Because I'm not sure how the animation is going to work yet. It's not necessarily going to do that specific action. So we could delete all these keyframes, but it would be a crying shame, wouldn't it, after all that work. So I'm just going to split it off. You know what I mean? Just play it safe. I just want to chill tonight. Yeah, it'd be nice to just listen to some music, to be honest. So we've come back to frame one. We've basically got a stock model, haven't we? What we need to do is with this mesh is we need to separate this roof, don't we? So if you're wondering how I'm going to do this, you can probably just check out my previous videos that I've been making. There's an entire series on how to make this car. We've got to a point of rinse and repeat with the methods now. So I'm going to treat myself to some music. If you would like some music, you can go to my channel and I've got a playlist with what I consider extremely motivating music. You might open it and think,
damn, this is some gangster shit.
But it really pumps me up when I'm like doing some Blender. The fast words really help me when I'm YouTube streaming, because it's just like, right, that's the pace I need to be going. So like you dial your brain into their resonance, you know what I mean? You get some like, what's the word? You get some supersymmetry, you know what I mean? Do you follow your quantum science? I bet you don't. Yeah. Looking at this model, it looks a f***ing mess. Jesus Christ. This whole area here looks absolute dog shit, if I'm honest. So I'm going to put some music on, and we're basically going to try and separate that roof, and then I'll probably get back to you on what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my music on. Yeah, I've got a Whalejaw's music playlist, and it's just handy. I can just like, I don't play for YouTube. I've always thought, for the amount of content I make for YouTube, I should get YouTube for free. You know what I mean? See in a bit. So then, I've took the lid off, I've separated the window because I'm going to make it a solid piece, and I also need to like add a skin to this, but it looks an absolute nightmare to do, doesn't it? And if we look around, it's not really like even or equal around the lid, is it? But so, I've finished the roof, we've manifolded it up the best we can. Probably need to tidy up a little bit, but you don't need to see that. The next thing what we can do now is make the glass actually thick, as opposed to just being like a micron thick, and that's why the shader never truly works. So, we just need to now chunk up the glass, do the same, and we've got our parts ready for rigging, haven't we? I just need a tea break and away. How long have we been going? 46 minutes, we're early this time. I just need a wee. So we've had a brew. Kind of fixed this up a little bit. Probably still a bit junky. It needs subdivision on, doesn't it? So we've kind of manifolded our object, haven't we? It's as good as it needs to be, in my opinion. Or, you know what I mean? I'm losing the love, and I just want to end it now. Well, I can always remember one guy, he commented, and he goes, why don't nobody do interiors on cars? And it's exactly this. It's like, I've come this far, I've done all this work, and it's like, you want me to go in and model an interior that is probably going to take me more time than it took me to model the whole car. Again. You know what I mean? For a detail that you're never going to see, it's only going to slow your renders down. It's pointless. It's utterly pointless. And if it's for a game, then, you know what I mean? I don't really care. Because, I don't know, it kind of would be cool, wouldn't it? But it'd be for like one shot, and for the amount of effort, the payoff is just not there, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah, it'd probably be sweet for a game, but, nah. You know what I mean? So I'm going to make the lid work, but I'm going to cheat with the seats, I think. Ah, yeah. Let's have a look-see. So if we get this, and we hide it. Come on, computer. There we go. We need to make those windows yet, but I've obviously modelled the inside, haven't I? We've got ourselves an interior. It'd be fairly simple now to chuck a couple of seats in it, put the transmission tunnel, and then like, that's the bit I don't want to do, is that dashboard there, because there's about 4,000 dials, and it's like, nah, man, it's just gonna have like loads of JPEG images of like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I figured what I'm gonna do is, it's cheating, but at the same time, you got to reward yourself, haven't you? That looks Batman-y, doesn't it? Should we try that one? Oh yeah, that looks proper Batman-y, that does. It's probably got that from his mansion. Just need to scale it down a bit, don't we? So, I put a chair in, you know what I mean? I need to come forward a little bit. You might want it rotated a bit, you know what I mean? That looks a bit uncomfy if it's that like that. But if we come to the body, what I've been doing, turning the mirror off so I can actually see. We can come, select the chair, can say that that's like on the deck, you know? Yeah? If he wants to take his missus out as well, we can mirror it. Like that. Job's a good one. There's your chair, yeah? So stop moaning about no interiors in cars. There you go. Are you happy now? Sorted. And you can't even see the chuff. Let me finish my tea and we'll do that window. So, after failing to use the, was it the skin or, I forget what it was called. I get them mixed up. We've got the skin and the solidify. With the window, we're probably going to get away with a solidifying this one. It's actually going to work because it's basically just a flat plane. And we know we need it probably 10mm thick. It's bulletproof, isn't it? So if we come out to here, we can actually see it in operation. Yeah? So if we increase it, you can see like the thickness of the window. We can probably say we want it about there, don't we? We want an even thickness, and I'm just going to apply it and see what we've got. If we come into here, it's basically done what I needed to. It's done an extrusion, but it's done it mathematically perfect for me, hasn't it? So all we need to do is basically come in and bevel them edges up, really. You know what I mean? Like, crisp up that one there. Might be worth chucking a bevel on the inside here as well, won't it? If we come in, select these ones, then give it a Control and Plus, we just need to inset that, don't we? Ever so slightly. We just come in like that, because we don't want to like crash any geometry. And that should make us a nice chunky window, shouldn't it? It looks decent now. If we put sub D back on, you've got yourself a nice chunky bulletproof window that should be see-through now. Or a lot better at being... Look, it actually looks like a piece of glass now, rather than just being a flat plane. It's distorting light. Oh, I'm really excited for this. Let's have a look at it. Oh, baby! We can see through it now, rather than it just reflecting. Oh, yeah. It might even be worth giving it a scale up just to tush it in a little bit now. Yeah, it looks a lot more tushed in now, doesn't it? Sound. So we basically made the parts we need for our roof. So if you look, we've separated it. Everything seems to be okay on it. That could probably do with being a little bit up front there. No, it looks good. We've just got to pump it up before we open it. Still haven't drunk my tea. See as well, you can't even see the chairs. They're there. You can't even see them. So it's like, what's the point? What's the point in doing interior? Just tint your windows. I'll do an interior one day, I know. I just don't think this is the car. This car, in the end, wasn't as impressive ever. It was not as impressive as I was hoping for. So I'm kind of like, fell out of love with it a bit, to be honest. I mean, it's a cool car, but it's a bit Flintstones. I want something a bit cooler. No, like a race car or something like that. It won't drift, so I don't care about it anymore. What's the point in a car that doesn't drift? It's pointless. I hate it. I don't want to do it. Right then, we're in business. We've got ourselves a window and a door frame and a Batmobile, haven't we? So if we have a look at a frame, these have the same origin as the car. This is okay. We need to add a bone for that, don't we? So if we just add a bone in, just so we can get cracking, like this. It might be worth just leaving it stood up. But if we come into edit mode, we can obviously select it. And we can kind of decide, can't we? We can put it here, we can rotate 90. I would say stick to core 90s and stuff, just so that when we use constraints and stuff, they work okay. And I'm going to say, if we put it there, we can scale it down. We don't need it that big, do we? It needs to be in the middle. If we shift S. And press G, we can see we've got a lid, haven't we? This lid should basically come forward like psh. As you can see, it's going to rub across the chassis, so I need to make it kind of like go up a little bit, or where's it going to go? It's going to need to go up like that and then come forward. So I'm probably going to use shape keys again to make it go up, because it does just miss it there. I mean, it's not a very good operation, is it? If we can move it forward, it should be okay. And then it digs in there. But it might be a case of we might want to rotate it and then press forward so it comes out like that. But no, it won't work. It was a terrible idea, Batman, but we're sticking with it. So we know, what do we need to do now? We know we only want to move that backwards and forwards, don't we? We could try a follow track, but at the same time, for how simple this animation is, we've got our roof and we can do whatever we want with it, really, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try it my way, a simple way. All we need to do is not have to keep coming into pose mode, because everybody hates going into pose mode. So we need to set up like a constraint, don't we? It's quite simple. So if we back out in object mode and just add an empty, say, should we have a go on some arrows? Yeah, we'll just touch them up here like that. Not so keen on the arrows, if I'm honest. I'm gonna try something else. Should we try just a circle? If we scale it down like that. Yeah, you got yourself like a little roof button, haven't you? So what we're gonna do is we're going to add some constraints onto this. And we want to copy the transforms of that bone, don't we? So if we select that armature there. Right, we also need to just set the origin on this bone as well, don't we? So we've put cursor selected and we put the origin there, look, so that when we do add the object constraint, that might have been what was up with it. So if we add a copy transforms again, and we want the armature, we're doing it the wrong way around, aren't we? So if we delete this, it's actually the bone that we need to have a bone constraint on, don't we? It's a very easy mistake to make, this is getting the bone and the objects the wrong way around. We need this bone to copy the transforms of that empty, don't we? That's the one. Like that. As you can see, the scale's gone all screwy on it. So if we just cancel that one there, we back out, we come onto this one, and we press, see scale's all screwy. Basically need to apply all your transforms, or rather not, we need to apply just a scale, because we don't want that origin to move. The rotation we've not affected, the location. Should we try location? The location's what moves your origin, yeah. So should we try it like this now? Go onto a bone, pose mode, reselect it, circle. You can see it's moving into it. Now, that's an easy fix. What we need to basically do is come back out, select that circle, and then we just need to shift S it and put the selection to the cursor, because that's where, you know what I mean? And we've got a nice little rim to click on. It's perfect. Nice little widget. If we quickly just find it and we start naming things, because it's going to be useful, we can see the armature's gone into the wrong place. I think we're all set up now, aren't we? So if we now select that object, it all stays still, which means if we click the object, press G, we can now move that bone without going into object mode, which is brilliant when it comes to just making quick animations. So now what we can do is we can just keyframe our roof widget, can't we, instead of the armature? Just super simple. So if we press I now, we've got a starting point, haven't we? So it's probably going to start closed, and then, well, say 30 seconds, the guns pop up. Never mind. Shoot, they go back down. Shall we start a new animation from 120? Yeah. And then we could, like, run that all into one big animation, can't we? So say 240. We'll do a fresh one. So we've got a closed, haven't we? We go to 150 for 30 frames. If we give it a G and a Y and move it forward, we knew it would, like, I'm saying halfway like that. If we move it forward and rotate it like that, so it's touching. I feel like that's going to help. It does, it makes it look loads nicer. And we press I, we can basically just have a look, can't we? So if we look, that actually looks superb. Oh my days. Yeah. So I'm trying to do this fancy stuff with bones, but in reality, it's a 2-key frame. The only thing is I can't like limit how far the door opens, but at the same time, you got to do some kind of the work, you know what I mean? As an animator, it's your job, isn't it? And I'm more than happy to just put like 2 keys worth of effort into that. That's spectacular. I feel like I'm going to put a light in here now, because I'm all jazzed up and excited. Shall we add a light? Because there's going to be like some kind of... Well, we're getting there, aren't we, kids? We've got a roof that opens. So, click our roof widget. All we've got to do is duplicate that, and you can close it again then, can't you? Probably want to stagger it a little bit, though. If we bring it here, and then press Shift in, stagger over like that. Playing at actual speed. Let's have a look at our details. No, we're playing at half speed, aren't we? We could probably slow that motion down a little bit, to be fair. Well, there you go. That's how you make a functioning roof that slides. It's pretty much the same for a door, really. Find your origin point of the hinge and then just put a limit rotation on it. And then add yourself a little object if you want to just easily do it in object mode. Because it's just rotating line pressing Control Tab all the time. So we've got a new widget, haven't we? Shall we make it so we can see the name of it as well? So then, how long have we been going? 35 minutes. We've probably got ourselves like a 10-15 minute bit up to it. All I need to do now is animate a spinny thing and the holy thing, but I don't think it's ever going to get seen, so I'm not keen or asked to do it. We basically just need to do the rear now. So I think I might have a tea break now as a victory tea break, and we'll look at doing the rear. So the next thing we need to do is like kind of texture this up better so it's black on the inside. And I'm going to show you the best looking flame in the world that I've been using over and over again and over again because it's just so good. Tea break. Fresh cup of tea then. So, while I was boiling the kettle, I was thinking to myself, what did we learn in the last episode? And I'm basically going to call it, I'm going to say, don't use shape keys. Oh my days. How easy was that window to open? Just, you know what I mean, just move it forward, press I, rotate it, press I. It took seconds to do. But to program and faff around with that thing there, you know what I mean, was it really worth it? We could have just pressed a G and a Z and just done it ourselves, you know? But it's there. I've taught you about shape keys. They are very useful when you need one, you know what I mean? When you need something to change shape, it's awesome. And I just miss them, if I'm honest. I absolutely loved doing the lip sync on the cars, and I kind of miss it, so I just wanted to use the shape. It's an animation tool you need to know about. It's really good. Probably one of the video I put the most effort in was a lip sync one, how to use shape keys on my channel, and like every single scene is animated. It's got the animated car in it. It's like a 10-minute long one. It took me ages to make, and it did terribly, but you know what I mean, I probably went, you can actually go over the top sometimes with animation. Sometimes it's better just to have a nice, clean, crispy image than trying to just put all the textures in, all the backgrounds, all the, you know what I mean? You watch a Disney film, overall, it's quite crispy and clean. Even though it's busy, it's organised, you know what I mean? Like, it's fresh. So, I don't know where I'll go with that. We need to crack on. We need to put some flames on, don't we? I'm thinking about the animation as well. Coming close, because we want to scope out eventually. So I'm probably going to drive it away. I look like a hobo. What's going on? I don't understand this colour here. What's going on? It's got too much white on there. Anyway, what we could do is keyframe it there, and we should have like a hard transition, you know what I mean, to like the next. It should just go bang straight to the next one when it renders it. And that's how you can like change your camera angles, because to like move the matrix style, it's too much, you know what I mean? So just hard change. I have to discipline myself sometimes, like stop moving the camera. You see those YouTubers and they do that constant sway, don't they, to keep it interesting. And it's like, I kind of don't like that anymore. It makes me feel like a bit seasick. So I just hold the camera still, put it on a tripod, you know what I mean? Because the camera, when on a tripod, can capture super HD compared to when you're holding it, because it's not having to do all that extra work, smoothing it, correcting it, all that kind of stuff. Just bang it on a tripod and take a photo, and you'll be amazed how good a camera can actually be, just because you're not there shaking like a shitting dog. Take a break. So what we're going to want, we've been doing 120s, aren't we? So we need 360. We ended at 360. We've got something to play with now for our exhaust, haven't we? 241. This is our camera now, isn't it? So now that's locked in, we've got somewhere, so we can just quickly press and check it, you know what I mean? We need some jet flames, don't we? Where have I used jet flames before? I've done many jet flames. I'm a bit like, because it's T-Break, I feel like, should we have story time? This is upsetting. Come on, people. I'm 11 subscribers away from 2,000. Come on. Let's have it. I have a playlist that is just Blender animations. It's all my Blender animations so far. I should bang it up here. As we can see, I've done explosions, I've done firing, we've done drift car smoke. This, I believe, has a jet flame. I did a jet flame on this, but it wasn't so hot, I don't think. Like, I was very new then. How old is that? 2023 in June. You know what I mean? Long time ago. But I think I mastered it on this one. Shall we have a look? Can you see him? Lovely blue and orange. Definitely flames. Maybe not so believable there. But funny story. The reason I made this video is because let's just make it short. That car blew up shortly after I made this animation. It actually blew up. I predicted it basically. Yeah. And what I did with that was basically is I got it from here. It was mint. I think it was like jet flame or something. And if you just check your resources and press 52 buttons just to make sure you get the free one, you've got yourself like free stuff already. I think I've used this one before. I do like this one. That one's a bit crazy. You know what I mean? There's a couple of really good jet flames already out there. So, thrust flame. I'm going to try this one because I think this is the one that I usually use anyway. It's really good. I need to find it now in our mess. Where did it go? Thrust flame, we found it. So if we bring that so we can see it, and we click on it, we can now move it. We know we need to rotate, don't we? So I'm getting sick of calling them commands out, if I'm honest. I just shut up. And as you can see, it's basically doing exactly what we did for the gunshots, isn't it? Ah, interesting. I didn't do a middle one. I did two of that. That's why it didn't look right. Ah, I missed one in the middle. Interesting. Live and learn. But you'll see that this is the best way. It's the most economical for your computer. There's just no point in simulating that flame because we'll be here for absolute hours just for the sakes of like a mild improvement in realism, which the car is ridiculous. It doesn't need to be realistic, you know what I mean? I want like Fortnite quality, like decent. I want it to be more cartoony than it already is at the minute. And there's a guy that can do it, and I'm like, I want to try that skill next. If I'm honest, that's my next project, is to do the cell shading. My friend has basically figured out Initial D, and I'm probably the most jealous person on the planet right now. I would love to make my own Initial D. I'd be so good at making an Initial D. I've got a guy that's given me a test video over this game, and it's a masterpiece. Like, compared to what mine was, it's an absolute masterpiece. So it'd be nice if we could get that guy to make the game. I'll make like the cutscene videos and the storyline, and this guy could be like the style master, goes round and just like makes it all look pucker. We'd be a great team. Yeah, put some black holes on it because it'd get a bit shotty. It gets a bit putty in there, won't it? So now we've sorted that out. That's a quick fix, wasn't it? Shall we have a look in the shader editor how this... Oh, I've got two windows here. I've already got one. Lovely. If we look... Oh yeah, baby, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Using a colour ramp and an emission, a gradient texture with another colour ramp. This is beautiful. And then we mix shading it into our material output. The simplest of jet flames. It's gorgeous. Yeah? Shall I make it nice and big for you so you can see it? I'm not in a teacher mood today. That's how you make that. Yeah? Well, just download it. Treat yourself. It takes so long to do 3D stuff. You have to take shortcuts. Basically, 3D is like the mastery of efficiency. You know what I mean? So, treat yourself. Blend kit. I love it. There's loads, isn't there? I'd love to try out other ones if I'm honest, because I've like only ever really tried this one, and I just settled for it. I'm not biased in any way. It was just like it worked, and I kept using it. Love this thing. It's very like obviously it's limited. You can get so much more if you pay for it, but where's the fun in 3D if you don't make your own stuff? What an arm thing. So we need to come around here. We need to get a center selection, don't we? So it doesn't really matter where. If we say there. we've got his cursor then, haven't we? We can basically click on that, get some shift S line and push selection to the cursor. Oh, we've done it. It's a bit big though, isn't it, kid? So probably should shrink it down a little bit, and it could obviously go in a little if it wanted, couldn't it? Or like push it in so we can hide those like gash-looking lines. And we've got a shout. Look at that, lads. Look at it. Just look at it. Oh my days. Shall we treat this stuff full screen and get rid of all the junk? Look at it. It's a jet car. Love it. Super simple. How could we animate that now? Press Control Space, come back in here. Basically, we just need to scale that object, don't we? If we come in here, that's our first frame, isn't it? So if we press I, we know that that's like full power. Yeah? So we could bring that to the end like that. Are we still good? What we need to do now is click back on it, and we need to basically scale it down to naff all, like that. And we could even push it in a little bit if we wanted, just to hide it. Is it all gone? Push it in a bit more, like that. And if we press I, it should basically grow. It's even animated. God bless this guy, it's animated. Oh my dude. Zoom out. Oh wait, it's getting there. We're not running at full frames either, so I could probably say you could bring full power in quicker, couldn't you? That was a bit. There you go, you got yourself a jet flame. It's that simple, that's all you got to do to animate it. So we've made that animate. Shall we watch it in our video? So for the first 30 seconds, which will be 50, 60, 70, yeah, we're right. Comes on boost, and then it'd start pushing the car, won't it? So what we can do now is actually start using that rig we've built. We'll get some Control Tab, click that base bone there. We know that's like our root, isn't it? So from say, if we just nudge it back, from here, we need to start moving it, don't we? So we can probably, I'm going to give it another eye just to mark it more than anything. And then we know, let's say like that point, we want it to, we may as well call it at the end, don't we? We'll get some GY and we'll let her rotate the chip. As you can see, nothing is attached to that. So we need to attach those items. Yeah, but first, we might as well while we're here. We can come in and make it a little bit better if we wanted. See this roof bar, if we get a G, we can move the car around, can't we? Cars move in a certain way. If you accelerate forward, the weight goes to the back of the car. So if we get the GY like that, and make it squat when it accelerates, but we obviously need to do it a little bit after 270, don't we? So if we get I, that's like our base frame, and it's going to start to pull away as it does, like that. So we can basically get a G and a Y and really like squat it down, press I, and as it accelerates off, it can kind of, until it comes up, lifts off throttle, it can settle, you know what I mean? Which it's going off camera anyway, so it don't really matter. It can't do a burnout, it can just like let go of the handbrake, you know what I mean? So it's going to have a big like squat hit into it. But we've got his animation, haven't we? I think we've completed everything that we need to do. What we probably could do, actually, is when he leaves at 270, we need to turn those back lights off, because I think... Right, I'm coming to a decision. I don't like the flames. I can't be bothered to like adjust them anymore. You can make it work, but just don't like them. So I'm going to delete them. And I'm going to have an executive decision that these 4 holes here are for releasing oil. You know, like oil slick. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to be for. They're not going to be exhausts. You know, why would you want 4 exhausts? It don't make sense. So I'm reckoning that's for oil. All movie cars need oil slick, don't they? So I think we can say I've finished my little animation. This is not the designated animation for this series. What I'm thinking is, now I've made everything work, I'm just going to chill on my own and I'm going to make something, because I'm not teaching you how to make backgrounds and stuff like that. It's all the same stuff, and I'm a car channel, so I've got to like stay on target, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to make now a lovely animation after this animation, which is just a technical demo, you know what I mean? And I'll try and make a little video around it, you know what I mean? But I want to move on, so it's going to be a simple animation. It's not going to be very fancy, but I'll try, you know what I mean, 4K, all the good stuff, and it'll be a standalone animation released on my channel. I don't know what I'm going to do about the release of this. Is anybody bothered? Do you want it? You know what I mean? It's like, I should charge money for it, but, you know what I mean? Nobody's got money and no one wants to pay for it. What justifies you spending money on this, you know what I mean? When you just build it yourself. So I might list it for a fee, more than out, just so like you could donate to me if you wanted to, but other than that, if you're a professional and like you have a YouTube channel, you'd like to use it in one of your videos or something, definitely get in contact with me. I'll probably send it to you for free, you know, as long as like there's a shout out or something, you know what I mean? I'll let you play with it. Well, probably should do that waffle during a render, shouldn't we? I think we're there. I can probably put a bit of smoke on, but we're not. We're just going to keep it crispy. Yeah? So let me send it. Have I had enough? I think we've done it. I think we are done. I think I've done everything I said I was going to do. Apart from a guy inside staring, but that's like a monumental ask, but it's just outside my remit. It's not cars, you know. I want to do something else. Just let her rip. Eat her a chip. Can you remember, back in the day, a program called Art Attack, and it had this guy in it, and he'd teach you art stuff on children's TV. And every day he'd show you, you could like post in your artwork and he'd like review it and put it on TV and stuff. I would love to host a segment like that on my channel. I would love for people to send me the work. They have. 2 people have actually. So I'm saying once I get to like 10 to like fill it out, it's probably going to need like 10 minutes worth of lighting. I'm going to feature people. I'm going to do like my favourite artists video. So I've got 2, 3, there's definitely 3 people. 4 people I definitely want to shout out. Like integral people. G's. They're my G's. I say 2 of them don't even know I exist, but I feel like is the sickest animator on YouTube. He is. So yeah, I need to give some people. I need to try out some other apps as well, like texture apps. That Donut Guy's texture thing. Never tried it yet. Watched every one of his episodes, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, download my thing. Never downloaded it. You know what I mean? Because that blend kit were like, yeah, this works. It's not a very good idea as well. I want my own movie intro thing. You know, like the... I want my own one of them. Really bad. Oh my days, the roof got left behind. Are you absolutely shitting me? After all that, the roof got left behind. What happened to the roof, man? We can do a trick though, because we did that hard cut with the camera, didn't we? We can basically just render it from there onwards. Oh my days, we got a levitating lid, lads. It's the levitating lid. Can you tell I'm happy I've done this project? I mean, we've got a fresh brew, so that lid's like, I can tackle that. I think we figured it out there, Batman. There we go, sussed it. Teething problems. Once it's built, it's money. I think I've done it then. I've just realised I didn't have my mic nowhere near me again. Oh my days. What's that been? It's only off now, but it probably has occurred to me you don't have desktop audio either, do you? So I'll turn your audio up. We've done it! We've done it! Ah. Basically, this is how to animate a car in Blender. After this, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. You want it driving down a street? You can. You want it drifting around a corner? You can't, because it's a jet-powered car. So, I think we're wrapping it up here. Other than me doing a fancy animation with this, which would require doing more advanced things, say following paths and curves and stuff, baking wheels, which I don't personally use. I don't like using them, but at the same time, I don't really make animations with cars. I just like doing things like this. You know what I mean? I'll build the car, and then I'll get bored and I'll just forget about it. I've never really actually sat down and done an animation, and I have been having a think about what I'm going to do animation-wise. And I think I'm probably just going to hibernate now and make an animation. And whatever comes from it, comes from it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do next. What would you like to see me do?
It's a bit squeaky.
Is there anything I'd missed that you'd like to know how to work? Because I feel like I've done what I need to do. I don't know what else to do. I could list it, put it on my website so you can play with it. It needs a livery. I'm not listing it online until it's got a livery with my logo slapped all over it. Yeah, no, what I mean. So, I feel like I want to break from the Batman. I want to do something else. I'm bored. I've proved my point, have I not? Yeah. If you want to make a car, there's a start to finish guide on my website how to do this. I'd like to do something else now. I'd like to just do some just a normal video I don't know. It's melted my mind, this car. I need to put it down for a month or so and just forget about it and then come back to it and go, oh, fucking hell, this is alright, isn't it? And be buzzed about it again. I'm just not buzzed about it anymore. It's all I've seen for 3 weeks. I'm over it. I'd like to do something else. I'd like to do an animation, to be honest. I'm sick of teaching. I'm sick of talking while I'm doing it. But it's been absolutely fantastic. I'm blown away that I've managed to do this. I really am. It's such an achievement for myself. I feel so proud of myself for what I've done. You know what I mean? If you're sat on your sofa now, bored out your tree, you got nothing to do, and you feel shit about yourself, just do something. You know what I mean? Build a blender car. Wicked. Ever since I realised it can't drift, I hate it. If I'm going to make an animation, I need it to drift. You know what I mean? Because what's the point in making an animation of a car that isn't drifting? I may as well just take a photo. Help, people. My brain's broken. If you enjoyed this series, press the like button. Don't forget to check out my other videos. And if there's anything I've missed regarding animation, please comment below, because I'm brain dead at the minute. I don't know what else I should be doing. Done it, haven't I? I've covered everything. Do you need to see anything else? Because otherwise, I'd like to just start a new project. I enjoy the filming thing. I'd just like to do something else. I'm stuck in a loop. I think I just need to go and play some games or something. I need to do something different. See you in a bit. Thank you for watching, everybody. Fwah.